Everybody should learn to keep things a little bit more local.
We grow salad greens because people like to buy them.
Branding is enormously important.
You know, in order for people to really buy it, they need to try it.
There are a lot of challenges. Like a food processing business is very logistical.
One of the reasons we exist is to get our community to eat whole, organic food.
Salad greens have become a high-demand product for small farmers who sell directly to consumers, and the regulations have not always been clear. Along with a new fact sheet explaining salad green regulations, we visited Willie's Greens and Cursup Farms to clarify what is allowed in production and processing with and without a proper license.
We grow salad greens because people like to buy them. Years ago, it was kind of a fringe or a specialty item, and it just instantly became like a really big part of how we make money at the farmers market. We can't live without it now. It's a main part of the farm business.
Mixing greens only within the same bed was allowed, which meant that seed in a bed had to be planted the same day, even if beet greens and lettuce grew at different rates. However, this regulation, along with some others, was hard to understand and follow.
So Chip, here at Willie Greens, you were saying with salad greens, sometimes it's hard to understand the regulations. What are some of the challenges that you guys come in contact with that would help to have clarified?
Well, one of the regulations is if you harvest out of 2 rows for to make a mix, versus if you harvest out of 1 row that has a mixed seeding. When you get the bag to the market, how is an inspector going to know one way or the other whether it's out of 2 rows, or was it grown in 1 row, or was it mixed afterward? So right. That's one of the things. It's like, okay, if mixing of the product is processing it, but if I grow it mixed, that's not processing. What are we trying to prevent?
Now, a bed is the space between the tractor wheels. According to my farm, that's what a bed really is. And we plant 3 lines. 2 of the lines are baby spinach, and 1 of the lines is the beet mix. And we did it that way because we wanted to have baby spinach for sale by itself by the pound, and with the beet tops to go into the salad in approximately this proportions. And this really does not seem like mixing because they really are side by side in the same bed, planted on the same day, seeds in the ground, same soil. You can reach them both without moving. I don't think there is much difference between cutting these that are in 1 line or cutting 1 from here and 1 from here and putting them together. Maybe for the purposes of making a nicer rule, there could be some sort of a square foot or square mile or like some area that is defined rather than a bed. Because I think there are farms in California growing salad mix, and one of their beds is probably as big as all of my fields put together.
Recently, the WSDA clarified the planting and harvesting regulations of salad greens without a WSDA food processor license and facility. First, 1 cut is allowed at ground level. Additional cutting or chopping of the harvest is not allowed. Next, harvesting into 1 container and adding harvested product to 1 other container in the field is allowed, but the product may only be contained in a maximum of 2 harvest containers. And finally, salad greens harvested from different beds or rows within 5 contiguous acres of the same farm should indicate rows harvested, date harvested, and customer or sales venue for each lot. And this information should be kept in farmers' records for the season and made available to WSDA upon request. Small farmers selling fresh salad greens do not need a food processor license when salad greens meet these rules and are labeled "wash before eating."
And I also think that the purposes of saying where things come from, the same bed, is for traceability. Should there be some illness happening, you want to know where it came from. Well, on a farm this size, we're only 14 acres of row crops of all the different crops we grow. 1 acre total of lettuce and salad mix. it's not going to be that hard for me to find out where the bin came from every day. You know, it's very easy to find out where things came from on a small farm. At some point, we could find ourselves required to comply, and it's not that bad of an idea to keep things clean and safe anyway. So we're just taking baby steps along the way, like small things like not letting your harvest containers touch the ground. It's a little bit of a hassle, but it's also not that much of it's a pretty easy step we can take. So another part of our food safety plan is we used to wash everything in one big bin of water. Like we would have a really big sink type thing here. We would fill it up with water, and when we had bunches of kale or anything, we would just dip them through this tub and pack them, and that would get them cold and clean. But when we started paying attention to food safety issues, that sink full of water is germ soup, so we can't be running everything through the same soup pot. So now we have a running water rinse for everything. All of our bins have holes drilled in the bottom so that water can run out of them. Our goal is to wash dirt off of our vegetables so that they look beautiful and attractive and sparkly, so that people will want to buy them and take them home and wash them in their own kitchen before they eat them. We don't sell anything labeled as ready to eat. Everything we sell should be taken home and washed in the person's own kitchen before they eat it.
Unlike Kersop Farms, Willie Green's Organic Farm in Monroe sells some of their salad greens as ready to eat, as well as mixed greens. So they had to obtain a food processing license along with several other certifications.
Arturo, at Willie Green's Organic Farm, how much of salad greens do you harvest a week?
The harvested weight right now, I got between 2,500 pounds. Go to for the week.
Are you doing full salad green production in the greenhouses through the winter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're producing salad greens year round?
Yeah, I got a salad mix year round.
In addition to growing greens year-round, Willie Greens has a new, fully certified processing plant.
This is a brand new plant, actually remodeled, and the reason it was remodeled is so that we could be certified. We have what is called GFS, which is Global Food Safety Certification.
To obtain a Global Food Safety Certification requires 4 different audits, including a GAPS audit for the farm, a GAPS audit for the harvest crew, a GMP, and a HACCP at the processing plant. These are voluntary audits often required by buyers, but not required for a food processing license.
One thing is to get it to certify, and then you got to continue to comply
So
on
it's
a daily
ongoing.
basis. Yeah, it's an ongoing.
Right. It doesn't just happen once. It's
Oh
daily.
no, it happens every day.
Right.
To better understand the regulations, Carlos gave us a tour of their processing facility. But before we could enter, we had to properly sanitize and put on the specific safety attire.
When we come here, the sanitized area is from this wall yonder.
Okay.
So first, we need to sanitize our shoes, get all that dirt from the field off. Then we go here and just dip them in there. Now you step on this mat which has a sanitizer agent in it. This is the salad that we saw that was harvesting by hand.
Right.
This was harvested by the salad cutter. They have to mix it here. And here, they pull out any irregularities like weeds. You will be able to see that it comes to our triple wash. And the first wash removes most of the soil. We don't have a chemical kill process. It is totally organic and it's totally clean with water only. It comes here and we load these baskets. They are spun. This is where we remove about 90% of the moisture that's going to be removed. So it goes into our dryer. This goes through this tunnel that was designed by Willie Green's Organic Farm. Our drying tunnel, we have 6 fans blowing down and blowing up. Blowing down and blowing up.
After the greens are dried, they are then bagged, weighed, boxed and stored in the cooler until delivered to the market.
Well, since the measures are going to be put in place, it would be wise for smaller farmers to start doing their homework. Yeah, because it is not difficult to comply. It's expensive. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of learning, but it's all common sense.
If you would like to learn more about salad greens regulations, please visit this website.